Oh my God.
Fishing for deer. Hunting like the trappers of old. With fishing line attached to the trigger of a crossbow in the middle of a pond with a camera that can see where the crossbow is aiming, waiting on the deer to walk into perfect position to set the hook. Fishing and trapping and hunting all in one hunt right now. Set the hook! Set the hook! This is somehow Bill Dance is gonna see this episode, okay? This is the weirdest hunt of my life probably, because let's just face it, hunting has evolved over the years. Back in the day, Indians and trappers, they would use any method to catch prey so they can eat and have the fur, provide for their family. Well, now we have modern weapons that make hunting a lot easier and a lot more efficient. But I'm not really into that. I like to make things really hard for me and almost put myself back in time in a futuristic way. So right now we're going back into the future, but back into time, into future of the fishing for deer, if that makes sense. There is now a camera apparatus that can go on a scope, and you can see through your scope. And I was like, wow, trappers used to have to pull strings to catch prey. What if I have a string attached to my crossbow that's secured on a tripod and I can see what my crossbow sees? And whenever I have a fishing line on the trigger, if a deer walks perfectly in position, it would just be like trapping of old. If I set the hook, I can send an arrow right into the kill zone. All right, so we're floss fishing, hunting for deer like trappers of the old. So I'm gonna aim at that top dot. I got to kind of just position it just right. This will be on fire. And, Lord willing, whenever it's time the deer's in the sights, just gotta set the hook.
Oh my God. When I tell you, it can't work any better on this first test run. Usually these weird hunts come in. It works like a charm. What a great first test run. I cannot believe this.
I have practiced so much. I am so accurate with setting the hook, and this is something that I wouldn't do unless I feel extremely confident in. I'm not out there to wound my own animals. This is my family's land, so I'm not out there trying to do harm on our animals. I want to eat these animals. I want to take out mature bucks, all the deer management stuff. All right, we've been practicing every day fishing for deer. Burrell just sent us the most awesome 3D deer. It's the Transformer buck. It's a 3D, high roller foams in it. But we have a cart, we have it all dialed in to show you how this is gonna break down. Because honestly, I might be kind of a goof. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit of a goof, but I take deer hunting very seriously. This whole ranch, we manage it. We're not trying to wound deer. So we've been practicing every day and we're dialed in, and this is a simulation. Obviously, we're gonna have to have feed somewhere out to get a deer in the perfect position. It's gotta be stopped perfect so I can set the hook. Deer 30, this is a new, awesome little attractant. We're gonna pour some of that out. We're hoping it brings in a mature buck. This is our crossbow setup right here. I'm gonna get ready to set the hook here. So basically, I put out the feed over there. If you look, go over my shoulder, Kobe. I have to put out the feed and aim it where I think the deer is gonna feed. If you understand what that means, you gotta kind of guess. And then I'm gonna be over here behind it, so I can see what my scope sees. So now, if everything works out, I'm gonna be hidden in the bush. We're gonna try to see if this deer comes into position, and then we can set the hook if he does. All right, we're hunting, we're hiding, I'm watching. Here comes a buck. Here comes a buck. Here comes a buck. He's coming into the deer 30. Here comes a buck. Stop, stop. Oh! You see? That's why we train. Because right there, we had too low of a shot. And now I know to adjust higher so I can put the feet out. And you see, I can measure it with my leg right here on the Element logo. That's where I really need to do to get the height of a deer. But it's not a bad test run. We got to get out there. And now we know we can go be lethal and not wound one. We're going fishing for deer. So here's the deal, y'all. We're getting in a pond or a water source, like in the water pretty much, because we want to fish for deer. This is not easy because we are trying to like dig a hole kind of and hide, and deer are trying to come in and they're seeing me a little bit, but there's instances though that they don't see me and they just won't get in the exact position. So it's just frustrating. You know, our first hunt's going really good because I didn't realize how much activity we were gonna have, but it hit me. There's a new feeder that we're hunting near that has trained our deer and our bucks to move during the daylight only because it opens up during the day and it closes at night. So I'm seeing a lot more daytime bucks and daytime does, and it's shocking to me. But the problem I'm seeing is that none of the big bucks, we didn't see anything too mature, but none of them wanted to walk in the perfect position in the crosshairs to set the hook. And I think that's what's going to be the problem, and we got a long ways to go in this hunt to have everything happen just right.
A snake was on me. Freaking lizard jumped on my leg. Fishing for deer. I don't know why I wanted to do this so bad.
So a buck walks by, I don't really see him too good because he's so close to me. I can like hear him walking even through the waterfall noise. I'm like, dang, this is a good day. And I'm ready to set the hook, y'all. So any mature buck that's gonna step into the right part of those crosshairs, I have practiced so much. I am so accurate with setting the hook, and this is something that I wouldn't do unless I feel extremely confident in. You can't make this up because it's hot and cold in Louisiana. You never know. But you can count on snakes to move, even when it's cold or hot. But I never thought I would have a cottonmouth literally try to swim and get on me, and I can't move because deer are out. I can't let a snake ruin my hunt. So I might get bit by a dang cottonmouth. I think I just saw out the corner of my eye the awesomest, oldest, widest 7-point that I've been after all year that's been on trail cam. And my heart is palpitating, which I think means beating out of my chest. Oh my God. Like, I'm pretty sure I just witnessed a deer, a huge buck, run to me and face off like a linebacker and huddled up and stared down my crossbow. And all I could see is that I'm about to just send it and set the hook straight into the pump zone. And he didn't know what hit him.
Oh, we got this guy fishing for deer 30 days. Finally. Bubby, look at this deer. You see him? Got my nieces and new nephew around the tailgate for a great Louisiana old buck, a warrior that we set the hook on. Very thankful. And love my little nieces and nephew and all my family. They allow me to have a lot of time in the woods to get to hunt, huh, Bubby? High five! Yeah! But that's what it's all about. And Millie, what do? Say we set the hook.
We set a hook.
Yeah!
I feel blessed over in abundance. My waterfall overflows. My cup overflows. The fact that I have the time, that God gave me the resources and the weird dreams He gives me. I thank God for that. And I thank God that I don't give up. And that's what I've learned over the past few years of trying all these crazy things, is that it's easy to have an idea. God, I think it allows people to be creative and have the idea to do something and talk about the idea. But what separates everyone out there is the people who actually execute and do the idea. So if you're out there with a dream, first off, write it down. If you don't write down what your dream or goal is, it's just an idea or a dream. You have to write it down. Then make a plan to execute. And if you start to do it and then you don't quit, guess what? Your dream and goal becomes your reality. And that's what is going to separate you from the whole masses, because most people quit. Most people write down their dream and they go to start doing it, they quit. Don't quit. If you're on the hunt for your dream, whether it be your career, school, whatever God put in your life, don't quit. Don't give up, because it could be the very next day. It could be the very next time you go fishing that you catch that big one. Or for me, like the very next hunt to set the hook on this buck. It could be your dream could be right around that corner. But if you don't drive around the corner, you won't ever know. So don't quit. I love you guys. Thank you for watching this craziness. We got hunters sitting on the back of American-made trucks, bragging about American-made bucks, sipping on American-made beer, bragging about American-made deer, but he's wearing a foreign hat on his forehead.
I love America.
No, you don't. We got American hunters, American fishermen wearing foreign-made hats on their foreheads. Nearly all outdoor branded hats are made overseas. And if you're chasing American-made bucks, American-made ducks, and American-made bass, you need to be wearing a hat that's made in America. This is Buck Feather.